So at about 11 o'clock this morning, we received a mass distributed email with a bomb threat attached to it, and that email went to over 30 school districts across our state. At that time, we had heard from our local ESD that these had been going around, immediately called law enforcement, and we evacuated our kids because we just wanted to be cautious. We wanted to make sure that even we were hoping it was a hoax, but we generally don't get these type of things here in Davenport, and so we just wanted to be extra sensitive and working with law enforcement. We have a great relationship with Lincoln County Sheriffs, and they were in agreement with that and immediately called for bomb sniffing dogs out of Fairchild, so the response was just fantastic. We put in place our basically reunification plan and things that we've been working on as a school district, and went pretty seamless at that point. And the dogs got done at about 1:45, checked all 3 of our buildings, and they were all clear. And that's just really from about 11 to 1:45 to clear our buildings is a great response, we feel like.
How many kids do you have in your district total that were evacuated today?
We have 618 kids in our district, and the staff is at the church currently, and they're determining how many kids were here, and they're cross-referencing everything, so I don't have an exact number at this point.
Okay. And then how did your department step in and help in this situation? What was your guys' role?
Sure. Superintendent Pruitt called us after he got the email. We responded with teams to both buildings, had a joint command here at the high school, and then made the decision to go ahead and call Fairchild for their dogs.
How long has this reunification plan been in place for you guys? I guess, have you had a chance to exercise it to this extent, to put it into place before in this area?
No, we haven't. And so this was our first time in an active situation, not in theory or just as a drill. And I mean, our buses were rolling at 1:06 p.m. All of our parents had been contacted by that time. Staff did an amazing job, and we're really proud of everybody's response to this, and I think we can always learn from it, and we're going to work with the Lincoln County Sheriffs and Sheriff Gantz to see what areas we need to improve on, but it felt like it went really smooth.
I think in these situations, obviously there was 30 districts that got this email sent out, and everyone reacts to it in very different situations. Can you kind of just maybe explain for someone who's wondering why you guys decided to take the steps to evacuate the school, to shut things down for the day, and kind of how that process plays as far as the decision-making process goes, with how the responses differ?
I'll start. I think that, again, we don't get these very often. I've been in this district for 11 years, and this is the first time that I can recall something like this happening. And I think that there's always a chance to learn from it, and I would rather be overcautious and err on that side of it than be wrong. It's just not worth it. Our kids are too precious and too valuable, and I think our community appreciates that type of response. Now, if this becomes more common, like other school districts, we're going to learn from this and partner with Lincoln County Sheriffs to see what our responses will be like in the future. But I feel like we did the right thing today.
Yeah, and just from our end, I would say, out of an abundance of caution, we have Fairchild Air Force Base that was able to get here within 20 minutes. Why would we not go through that extra step just to ensure the safety of everybody?
And maybe for someone who isn't familiar with these swatting incidents, as we're seeing across the country kind of get bigger, could you kind of maybe explain what they are, how they threaten a lot of different school districts around here or across the country? Sure,
and we had some knowledge last week that this actually similar incident had happened in Idaho across the state, and so it's a mass-wide thing. It seems to be targeted towards superintendents, to their emails direct, and I'm not sure exactly what the intent is of those behind it, but it causes alarm for sure.
And is it something that your office is looking into, maybe learning more about?
It is definitely something we're looking into, and we'll work with probably the Fusion Center and federal agencies as well on this.
Can you maybe tell us who sent this email by chance at this point?
I actually don't even have the address on that.
And the same response is happening in Wilbur and Creston and Dalmira, is that right?
We were contacted by the Wilbur School, and our units and the 2 K9 units are also headed there right now.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming down to see our community. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course.
No offense, we don't want to see a whole lot, though.
No,
I know.
only for good things. You guys are welcome to come anytime for good things.
Yeah.
Let me take my microphone, that would help. If you're just now joining us, that is breaking news out of the Davenport School District, where officials just finished up a press conference kind of going over what happened today that caused schools to close due to bomb threats. Now, according to the superintendent's office, around 11 a.m., a mass email went out to over 30 school districts in the state of Washington with bomb threats in the email. So what the Davenport School District decided to do was shut down schools. The students and staff were transported to a nearby church where parents were able to pick them up. And then that occurred around 11 a.m. when the school was evacuated. The school was cleared by about 1:45 p.m. School officials brought in a dog from the from the Fairchild Air Force Base. So a bomb-sniffing dog was brought in to help out with that situation. And Peter Choi, 4 News Now's Peter Choi, and our news reporter Natalie Grant are both out on scene right now trying to find out what they can. But according to officials, they have about 600 kids district-wide, and they are working to find out exactly how many were evacuated. The official from the Davenport School District noted that this does not happen often in Davenport, but they were able to quickly respond and work with law enforcement in order to ensure the safety of everyone at the school. But it does appear to possibly be a swatting call, a hoax that we've seen numerous times in the state of Washington just in the last year, something that's been occurring in which it's a sort of prank call to threaten danger to a school. It gets it shut down and causes a law enforcement response. So again, the Grant County Sheriff's Office was working with the Davenport School District. We also heard from Elmira School District, may have also been one of the recipients. And according to the deputy from Grant County, Wilbur School was also involved, and the bomb-sniffing dogs are also heading there right now. But it appears that the threats were not credible. So Peter Choi will have more on that coming up tonight at 5. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for KXLY+.